Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a magical week so far. For today's video, I'm jumping straight back into my Disneyland Paris Planning Series and I'm going to talk to you all about character dining. Now, if I do look down, it's because I'm looking at my little notebook because I've got lots of notes for you all because I want to make this video as informative as possible. And for each restaurant, I'm going to outline the following. Number 1, whereabouts they are. Number 2, the cost. Number 3 is the type of cuisine that they are and also whether they're table service or buffet. Number 4, the sorts of characters you can expect to meet there. And lastly, number 5, my experience of each one, because I have done each one in some format or other. Also, before we jump into the video, I'm going to give you another couple of handy little hints and tips before we get started, because I don't want to leave them to the end in case I forget, so I'm going to outline them now for you. Right, so the first one is, you can book any of the dining options apart from the Plaza Gardens breakfast up to 60 days in advance. You can use the reservation number, which I will of course link down below for you all. There's also a new option of booking online. I haven't actually used this yet because I haven't had to, and I don't think it was available on my last trip, but you can now book online. If I find a link to it, then I will definitely, again, link it down below for you all. And also meal plans. Now, I'm not going to get into meal plans too much, but each option, bar the Plaza Gardens breakfast yet again, is a part of the premium dining plan. The premium dining plan is the top tiered level because character dining is the most expensive. So if you don't have that premium dining plan, you can use your lesser vouchers to top up. So say that because basically each voucher has a face value. So if you had, say, the standard meal plan, you would have standard vouchers and they might be worth 20 euros each, say. This is just made up hypothetically. And you want to do a meal that's 50 euros a person. So you could say, I want to use this voucher of 20 euros and then you pay 30 euros to top it up. Something along those lines. I hope that's not too confusing. Also, if anyone wants me to do a video on meal plans, or the Disney dining plan should I say, then please leave me a comment down below and I will think about doing it. So now that I've got all of that information out of the way, we're going to jump straight into the first restaurant, which is Plaza Gardens. As I said, Plaza Gardens is restaurant number 1 because what better place to start at is the most important meal of the day, which is breakfast. Now, Plaza Gardens is situated at the bottom of Main Street, so when you're looking at that beautiful Sleeping Beauty castle, it's on the right hand side. It's set just behind a fountain and it's stunning. Number 2, the cost of it is 35 euros per adult and per child. Number 3, the type of food is of course a breakfast buffet. You have hot and cold options. I'm going to do a little shameless plug here. I did actually film all of the buffet in its entirety in my March 2018 Disneyland Paris vlog series in day 2. So if you want to check it out, I will leave the link for it down below. Number 4, the types of characters that you can meet. You meet 6 characters, so what I'm going to do now is explain how you meet the characters. So when you walk into Plaza Gardens, there is a fountain, again, right in front of you, and the buffet is split on, it's either side of the fountain basically. It's the same food on both sides. They kind of split the restaurant in two, or the fountain, should I say, halves the restaurant. So there will be 3 characters on one side and then 3 on the other. Normally a set 3 is Mickey, Daisy and Scrooge McDuck, and then the other 3 are normally they're 3 of the 100 Acre Wood Gang basically, so the Winnie the Pooh characters. So 3 will do one side, 3 will do the other, they then go for a break and then they swap over. So you get to meet 6 in total, which is great. The Winnie the Pooh characters that I met when I was there was Eeyore, Tigger and Piglet, and I met Mickey, Scrooge and Daisy. Now, my experience of Plaza Gardens is not a very favourable one. I didn't really enjoy it. Basically, the food was lovely, so I'm going to start with positives. The food was great, the building itself is really, really pretty, but that's kind of where it ends. Also, the people that I was with were amazing, obviously, but the character interaction was incredibly rushed. The characters seemed like it was kind of photo next, and I'm a bit like, I'm kind of paying for this experience, I want a little bit more than just that. And Eeyore kind of just wanted, there was 4 of us, so he only wanted a photo with 2 of us at a time. So it was grabbing 2 of us, photo, and then grabbing another 2, photo, then gone. It was all incredibly rushed. Daisy, I'm not sure if anyone got a photo with Daisy. She kind of waved at the table and burled on by. I think that's how it went down anyways. yeah, Scrooge was really good. Piglet got selfies with, and Scrooge was good as well. Another negative was the character attendant. They were angry. They weren't very happy. I know that they're watching out over the characters, you know, time-wise and everything, but they could have at least had a neutral expression in their face rather than anger. I also want to say that Plaza Gardens, the tables in there are incredibly squished together, and I feel like the characters might not need to rush so much if the tables were a little bit more spread out, you know, pull out a couple of tables here and there, and, you know, it very, very squished. Very, very squished. And you know that Disney just want to make the most amount of money from that place as possible. I'm sorry, but they do, quite clearly. Although I will say one thing, I do know some people have had great experiences there and loved it. I have seen vlogs where people have loved every single minute of it, but then I've also seen others on Twitter saying that they haven't. Also, if you can hear a noise in the background, my cat's using the litter tray, so thank you, Ollie, for that one. But anyways, that's Plaza Gardens. Next up, we're going to talk about Cafe Mickey. Next up, we have Cafe Mickey, and it is situated at the very top of the Disney Village by Lake Disney and the Panamagique Balloon. The cost of it is €65 per adult and €35 per child for a set 3-course meal. The type of food is Italian cuisine. Also, the type of characters that you can meet there are your very much classic characters: Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, Tigger, Eeyore. Sometimes you get like Geppetto and Pinocchio also kicking around there as well. So you're not going to meet all of those characters I've mentioned, but it's more of a selection that you might be able to meet while there. Just so you're aware of that one. Now, my experience isn't going to be maybe what it is now, because it has changed since my experience there. So I'm going to run through my experience of it, and also what I've also read from what people have said on Facebook groups and Twitter as well. So my experience was, I did Cafe Mickey before it changed. So before, a few years ago, Cafe Mickey did breakfasts, lunches and dinners. I did the breakfast and the dinner. Both amazing, loved it. Interaction was great, food was great, really, really loved it. Best Caesar salad I have ever had. But I'm not going to talk too much about my experience. I'm going to really talk about what's available to you now. So what I have read via Facebook groups and Twitter is that it is more expensive, obviously. When I was there, it was under €50 for the 3-course meal, and breakfast was half the price of what it is at Plaza Gardens now. So yeah. Anyways, what I've read is that the food is kind of hit and miss. But I think a lot of people maybe have their expectations really, really high for the food, because it is obviously €65 and it did used to be under 50. But I do want to say one thing: please do not have your expectations through the roof for the price, because basically you are paying to also meet the characters. You are paying for a character dining experience, so the food might not always be, you know, Michelin star food, shall we say. So maybe lower your expectations a little bit. I have read, you know, where people have said the food was amazing, it was great, and then I've read people say the food was really, really rubbish. So, as you know, everyone has different experiences and everyone enjoys different things. So always also please bear that in mind. Character interaction wise though, a lot of people have said that because it's so quiet, and I think the reason it is quiet is because the price is higher, they've always had fantastic character interaction, which of course is the reason that you're going. You're not really going for the food, you're going for the characters. So I guess having that great interaction, because it's quieter, is a good thing. Next up, we're going back into the parks. We are going to Fantasyland for Auberge de Cendrillon, which is the princess meal. It's situated just on the other side of the castle, so basically go through the castle and on the right hand side you will see it. It's a little bit set back, so it's maybe not crazy noticeable, but they normally have like a menu board, so if you catch that, it's normally the menu's like a pink or purpley colour, so you can't really miss it. But the first few times I went to Disney, I had no idea that it existed, so just keep an eye out maybe. So it costs €77 per adult and €45 per child. It's tagged as French cuisine, and it's really, really nice. It's really lovely. I really enjoyed the food when I was there. You get a little non-alcoholic cocktail and some little cheesy bites when you go in, and then you get your your basket of bread, and then you get your 3 courses as well. So you actually do get quite a little bit more than just 3 courses. It was really thoroughly enjoyable. Character-wise, it's the princess meal, so you always will meet Susie and Perla, Cinderella's mice. you will always meet Cinderella, and then you will always meet 3 other princesses. So it always varies. Very, very rarely, I have seen it on Twitter, you will sometimes get Princess Minnie, but she is incredibly rare. But I'm just throwing it out there just in case any of you lucky people manage to meet her. My experience of Auberge was, it was thoroughly enjoyable. I really enjoyed my experience there. When I was there though, it was not 4 princesses, it was actually 3, and it was a prince as well. I met Ariel with Eric, and they did a little dance in front of the fireplace. They actually don't do the dance anymore. The dance was really cute actually. It's quite sad that they actually got rid of it, but I think they got rid of it maybe so that the princesses could maybe spend more time with the diners, which is always a good thing. Last but definitely by no means least is your final character dining option, which is Inventions in the gorgeous Disneyland Hotel. It is situated on the 1st floor, so if you go into the Disneyland Hotel, you need to walk up that beautiful staircase, turn right, and then head right along a corridor which walks over the entrance to the park, and you will come to Gallery Mickey, which is the shop, and then you will come to a lovely area where you have Cafe Fantasia, California Grill, and also Inventions, which is where you want to go. Cost-wise, it is €69 per adult and €39 per child. Food-wise, it's a buffet. Starter section is very much seafood heavy, but they do also again have salad options, so they've got like pastas and salads and croutons and all of that kind of thing. I'm not very good at explaining starters, but they have all of that kind of thing. But as I say, very seafood heavy in the starter section. Main course section is not seafood heavy. Before I actually went, I'd read that it was a very seafood restaurant. It's not, it's really, really not. They do have some seafood there, but I found plenty of choice. There's pastas, there's still pizzas there. You've got meatballs, different meats and different sauces, plain pasta with different sauces to add to them. There's loads of different potatoes, hash browns, mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are amazing, by the way. So there's loads and loads of choice. And then the desserts are the best by far. Amazing, so much choice for dessert. And there's also loads and loads of room in Inventions as well. There is 3 rooms, and I think they open one side of California Grill as well if it's really busy, or a really busy time of year, should I say. Character-wise, you will meet normally your classic characters. So again, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy, Pluto, Tigger, Eeyore. When I was there, I met Rafiki. I've seen Pinocchio and Geppetto be there. Genie can also show up sometimes as well. Chip and Dale. So there's loads and loads of characters that meet there. I think normally your standard sort of evening meal, you meet about 6 people, characters. I think it's about 6. My experience of Inventions was really, really great actually. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was with a group of people the first time I went. There was loads of us who were split over 2 tables. Really enjoyed the food, the atmosphere, the characters were great. The second time I went, we only could get quite a late reservation, so I would definitely suggest going near the start of the opening hours, because we only managed to get a couple of interactions. They were good, the ones that we got. Goofy was really, really great, and Chip was really good. Mickey flew by, and that was kind of about it. Kirsty bounced with Tigger, but it was very, very fast. As I say though, Goofy was the best that time, because when we were actually leaving, Goofy was actually waiting outside of one of the rooms because he was going to be taking in a birthday cake and wishing someone a happy birthday. And we were just having chats and banter, and he was like putting his arm around me, and it was like the cutest thing in the world. It's such a shame that there's no photos or videos or anything of it, but yeah, me and Goofy had moments, so it was really, really fun, and I really enjoyed both of my Inventions experiences. So one final thing I forgot to tell you guys is that I was actually splitting the Inventions section into 2, and the reason behind this is every Sunday Inventions hosts the Sunday brunch. Now the Sunday brunch is where you get to meet rarer characters and is always set to a more specific theme. Now currently the Inventions brunch costs €79 for an adult and €35 for a child. But from little whispers and things on Twitter, apparently the price is going up to €99 per adult and €45 per child. Now the food, I think the food from what I've read improves even more than it already is. How is that even possible? Or maybe they just give you more option. I've never done a brunch, by the way. It's the only option I've not done. I have done Inventions, just never the brunch. I've never been at Disney on a Sunday before. On arrival, you will get either a glass of champagne or a non-alcoholic cocktail, which I'm guessing is for the kiddies, and of course those of you out there that don't drink alcohol. The Inventions brunch runs from 1 till 4. I thought it was 12 till 3, but I found online it was 1 till 4, so I'm guessing it's one of those two. Now, some of the themes that you can get for the Inventions brunch can be Alice in Wonderland themed. You can get a royal brunch where you will meet a princess and a prince, then your standard classic characters in royal fare, as in outfits. You can have a Hawaiian brunch with like Lilo and Stitch, which is so amazing. The outfits are fantastic, by the way. You've got the Aristocats brunch. We have sometimes just a Parisienne brunch. You've got a gold brunch with all the characters in these amazing gold outfits. Character-wise, as I say, you can meet more rarer characters, so sometimes they put Duffy and Shelley May out. They are really rare to meet. You can normally only meet them there, or also sort of maybe more special annual pass holder nights. And you know, as I say, characters like Lilo and, well, Stitch you can meet sometimes anyways. He pops up, you know, every now and again, and he's always out for Halloween. But yeah, there's all of these amazing themes that they host. One thing I've read about the brunches is that sometimes the theme is never quite solid. So you might have a royal brunch theme where you've got Rapunzel and Flynn there, and you've got maybe Mickey and Minnie in like their royal outfits, but then you've got Donald, Daisy, Chip and Dale in normal outfits, so it's a bit mishmashy, shall we say. So some people are hoping that maybe with the apparent price increase, that maybe the theme will become stronger and more together, so everyone matches the theme, shall we say. So yeah, if any of you guys have done the Inventions brunch before and have anything to say on it, then please comment down below and let everyone know, because I would really like to know your own thoughts and opinions on it. Well guys, that's it for this video, all in character dining. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that somebody out there finds this video helpful. If you did, it would mean the world if you would give it a big thumbs up for me. Comment down below some of your favourite character dining experiences, and if you haven't been yet, where would you like to go? As always guys though, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button to see more of this face. I've been Disney Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you real soon. Bye for now!